The email arrived at 6:22 on a Wednesday morning. The subject line was, "Mr. and Mrs. Whitmore, your travel insurance is confirmed." I clicked it because I always read the post before David did. He liked the world handed to him pre-sorted. After 14 years, that was just how it worked. The travel insurance was for 2 travelers, departing Heathrow on the 8th of September, returning on the 15th. Lake Como, a boutique hotel I'd never heard of, booked under our joint email address, paid for on a credit card with the last 4 digits I didn't recognize. I read it twice. I closed the laptop. I sat at the kitchen table for 26 minutes without moving. Then I made David's coffee, took it up to the bedroom, kissed his forehead, said good morning, and went to work. 14 years, 2 children, 8 and 10. A 4-bedroom house we'd stretched ourselves to buy. A joint life designed for 2 people pulling in the same direction. He was a hospital consultant. I was a creative director at a small but well-known studio. We'd both worked hard for what we had. I had no intention of losing it. That morning at my desk, I made a list. The first item on the list was, "Do nothing yet." Over the next 6 weeks, I learned things I'd never wanted to know about my own husband. I trained as an accountant before I switched into design, 15 years out of practice, but the muscle memory came back fast. I made a forensic copy of every joint statement going back 4 years. I cross-referenced the credit card he hadn't told me about. I found 4 hotel stays in 3 cities I knew he hadn't been to for work. I found a flat in Marylebone, rented in his name only since the previous June, $2,400 a month. I found the second phone number, a pay monthly contract paid from the mystery card. I copied everything. I screenshotted everything. I printed everything. I kept it all in a hard folder in a locker at the studio. I told no one. Not my sister, not my best friend, not my mother. The only person I told was the divorce solicitor I sat across from on a Thursday lunchtime in late October. She told me 3 things. 1. Do not move money. Do not close any joint accounts. Do not change any passwords. Anything that looks like asset stripping will hurt me in court. 2. Keep documenting. Photograph statements every Sunday. Save everything to a personal cloud account he can't access. 3. When I was ready to file, I would file on a Friday afternoon. He'd be served at his hospital on Monday morning. By the time he got home that evening, I would already have moved out, with the children. I asked her how long this took most people. She said most people did it in a panic. She suggested I take 6 weeks. I took 8. I used those 8 weeks to do the things I should have been doing for years. I called the studio's HR and changed my pension beneficiaries. I separated my income onto a sole account I'd kept dormant for a decade. I moved my emergency savings out of the joint ISA in 3 legitimate withdrawals across 2 months, small enough not to trigger anything. I quietly viewed 3 rental flats and put a hold on the one I liked best. I told the children's school there might be a change of address coming and asked them to keep it confidential. David was kind that whole time, loving. He cooked one Sunday lunch a week. He asked about my work. He bought our youngest a new bike. I let him do all of it. I'm not proud of that part, but I needed him calm. I filed on a Friday in early December. He was served at the hospital on Monday at 9:10. I had moved out by 4:30. The petition was clean. Adultery, named third party, supported by a binder of evidence 3 centimeters thick. The third party was a junior doctor at his hospital. She was 26. He was 49. The settlement took 4 months. There was no real fight. The evidence was overwhelming. The Marylebone flat was disclosed. The credit card was disclosed. The travel insurance email was, as it turned out, the smallest of the documents I had, but it had been the first. I kept the family home. I kept my pension intact. I got a clean 50-50 split of the joint accounts, and a charge on his future earnings to settle the deficit fairly. The children stayed with me during the week. He had them every other weekend. He moved into the Marylebone flat alone. By then, the junior doctor had stopped returning his calls. The financial story had become clear to her, too. That was 3 years ago. I run my own studio now. 6 staff. We do brand work for B Corps and small ethical retailers. The work is the best of my career. I make less than I did at the old place, but I pay myself fairly, and I sleep better than I have in 20 years. The children are fine, 10 and 12 now. Their dad still has them every other weekend. He has been on his own for the whole 3 years. I haven't dated anyone yet. I will when I'm ready. I'm not in a rush. The thing I want most these days is the quiet of my own kitchen on a Sunday morning, my own coffee, my own list of things to do that nobody else is going to interrupt. I think about it sometimes. The morning of the email, how close I came to confronting him in the kitchen and giving him 8 weeks of warning to clean up his accounts. I'm grateful I didn't. The best revenge I ever had wasn't a fight. It wasn't a confrontation. It wasn't anything he could see coming. It was being unmistakably fine. If you've been close to something like this, if you've sat at a kitchen table and read an email you weren't supposed to see, or worse, lived it yourself, you're not alone. I'll be back. Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. Stay calm.